What's up? I'm just getting started before time. I'm coming on and getting warmed up. I'm a bit rusty. I haven't been on camera. I haven't been on live. I haven't really been online except like once a month on IG to do uh like awakening monthly oracle checkups or whatever. And I'm feeling very rusty. How y'all doing? I'm also trying to figure out how to Kaylee. Am I saying your name right? I always like feel bad because I don't know if I'm saying your name. Kaylee. I know who you are. I just don't want to say your name wrong. How are you? But yeah, I'm trying to do this finish this webinar stuff because I'm doing the trauma healing webinar June the 3rd, which is when on a Wednesday. It's like 5 days away. I finished making like doing the webinar software stuff. And now I'm trying to make a pop-up form so that what's up? What's up, Squidward? You moved to a farm? Oh, that's so good. Living on a farm is good. Are there horses? Yeah, I'm trying to finish up making like the pop-up form so that when I tell you guys to go to my website, I'm on tech support right now. And so I didn't want to tech support stuff can take like all day and all night. I did not want to not do this that time I said I was going to do it because I'm doing this. Okay. Attach the sign up form to the webinar. Here is an article for lead generation landing page. I hope the article was useful. Okay, I'll take a look. At least I'm on the right track. So when I get off of here, um, I can get started with that. But today, let's get started. We're going to be talking about the sun. I'm going to start the sun series. Goats, sheep, chickens, and a big old garden. I've never had goat milk before. It's so good. Girl, I can't do the goat milk. It's very grainy for me. It's giving me very much so curded, like, and it has that aftertaste that I can't do. I do the almond milk. I go the nut route. Oh, it's so good to talk to you guys. Yay. I honestly was feeling insecure, like, oh my God. I don't know what to say. I don't know if I'm going to say the right things or I'm going to have the energy to do this. But you guys make me comfortable by talking to me. Thank you. All right. So the sun, starting off with the intro, because the sun is a lot. I feel like people take their sun sign for granted because it's such a common thing for people to say like, "What's your sign?" I'm a Scorpio. But man, what does that mean? It's like your evolution, your revolution. Like, do people even know what they're saying? When you look at the mythologies of the sun gods and the sun goddesses, do you know what the sun goes through in order to shine brightly and rule over the earth, rule over the people? The reason why I asked, like, what happened to the sun kings, because that's exactly what I mean. Like, the last sun king that everybody knows is Jesus, right? And I hate his story. I hate how his story ended. The Sun King is supposed to die, raised from the dead, and then like rule the earth, like rule over the whole earth, and be the inspiration for everybody. Like this, the whole point of having a Sun King is so that the people can have a standard to live up to. You're supposed to live up to your sun. Your sun sign is not who you are. It is what you are becoming this lifetime. This lifetime, you are more so the soul of your first house in the environment of what makes you comfortable of your mood, right? And your sun is what you're evolving into. So that's why a lot of people are dark-sided when it comes to their sun sign, because they're not all the way evolved yet. And we make fun of each other for it. And we pick at each other for it. It's like, ugh, I can't stand Leos. Ugh, I can't stand Pisces. They this, and this. Would you ever think that that person may just be in the underworld cycle of their sun? You have to go into the underworld, whew, in order to conquer heaven. I'm getting passionate. You have to, if you look at like the triple goddesses, those are dawn goddesses. Those are goddesses of light, okay? They conquer. Well, they're goddesses of light, so there's the goddess of heaven, Inanna, Ishtar, Ushas, Aya, my namesake. Um, who who else? Aurora, uh, Eos, who else? There's lots of light goddesses of light in different cultures. I study a lot, so I'm a nerd, so I know these things. Okay, um, all of these energies, if you read the mythologies of these dawn goddesses, and because they don't get their props either when it comes to the sun, you will see that you start off in heaven, you incarnate down to earth as above, so below, and then you have to conquer the underworld. You have to conquer your shadow. One of my favorite mythologies stories with Inanna is Erishkigal, Inanna and Erishkigal. Okay, oh, that's such a badass story. Erishkigal and Inanna are sisters. Erishkigal is the queen of the underworld. Inanna had already conquered heaven and earth. And the last thing she needed to conquer was the underworld. Erishkigal stripped her naked when she came down into the underworld. And she was like, you ain't going to have none of your powers. You don't have no say down here. It's my rules. It's my house, bitch. Take off all your clothes. She killed her, and she had to be risen from the dead. She had to call one of her friends, one of her guides, to come help her and get her out of hell. The only way Erishkigal let her out of hell is if she sacrificed something. You know who she sacrificed? Damuzi, her husband. Oh God, that's not funny. But and then Damuzi had to escape from hell as well, because don't nobody want to stay in hell. The whole point of hell is to transmute energy and transform you into something else. So Damuzi was transmuted into a snake, okay? And he slithered his way out. Get me out of here. Okay, this bitch is crazy. All right? Because she's mad because she don't want to be down there either. So I mean, if you study these mythologies, you will see the symbols of what we go through as human beings in our sun sign. So you're supposed to become an inspiration through your sun sign, through devolving. You have to descend in order to ascend. So I want us to stop making fun of each other for our shadow side and our dark side. A lot of times our shadow and our dark side comes from the trauma that we experience. That's why I put the word trauma when it pertains to the sun. The sun is a very traumatizing aspect of your chart. You experience trauma when it comes to your sun. People don't think about that. Okay? What think about your sun sign. Think about what house is in, what sign is in. Now think about what you've been through in that area of your life. Maybe it's hard to think about it. So I want you to take a breath through it. Now, meditate on your sun. Meditate on the sign. Breathe into the house. What has your life been like? Now, the reason why it's in your blind spot is because you need guidance in that area. You are still a child. That's another aspect of the sun. The reason why the sun is something that you are becoming It's because it's childlike energy. You need guidance. There's a such thing called a guiding planet, right? The planet before your sun guides your sun, informs your sun as to what its purpose is and how it's supposed to be used this lifetime. Man, the sun is very deep. It really doesn't get its props. It doesn't get enough props. Did I even touch on my notes? Trauma in the life center, center of life, joy, playfulness, and courage. You do have to have a lot of courage in order to evolve through your sun, and your courage will be tested through and through. Now, if you look at the sun gods, Utu, Shamash, Krishna, Jesus, um, they are the moral rule makers of the earth. The sun gods incarnate in the form of kings, okay? And then the sun gods usually have wives, which are the dawn goddesses, and they have temples where the dawn goddesses handle the business here on earth, the business of life, death, life. You have the goddess of light, Hathor, who have her temples in Dendera in Egypt. The women are literally midwives, okay? And then you have the Naditu priestesses, the goddesses of the temple of Aya, who were the business women, who handled the spiritual rituals, who handled like, man, I love it so much. Um, Initiation. What else did I write? Let me look at the comments. It's all Kaylee and Robert. What's up, Robert? Good seeing you too. Uh-huh. Yeah, we honestly don't know what we're doing, and we have to learn our lessons. It's about learning your lessons through making young, dumb mistakes, like Nana going into hell thinking that she was just going to go down there and be able to do what the hell she wanted. That's dumb. And within our sun sign, we do that. Now let's just talk a little bit about the sun god Jesus, because I did want to talk about that. I did say that like his revolution, it's like in our society it's revolutionary to evolve and like be who you are and do what God put on your heart to do. All of us have a purpose. The sun will tell you what your purpose is here this lifetime. The sun will inform you about how to live out your purpose. My sun is in Scorpio. Imagine. Not surprised, huh? My guiding planet is actually Pluto. All right. My sun is in the third house. Mouth, almighty, tongue, everlasting. About what? Transformation. I live my purpose. Does it take a lot of courage for me to live my purpose? Absolutely. It makes me estranged from my family. But it's also the very thing that transmutes the energy in my family. Like everyone is changed because I am living my life purpose and I'm doing what I'm here to do on earth. That's the inspiration. Okay. So Jesus was a revolutionary sun god in history, but he did not get to rule the earth the way that he was supposed to if he even existed. And so that's why I don't believe that story a lot of times. I'm like, no, 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 no. I feel like that story is propaganda and it's a warning for people to not evolve, because if you do evolve, they will kill you. Another is just somebody being used as an example to not stand up for what you believe in, to not go there. Because if the kings on earth are reincarnations of the sun, of sun god energy, then and our kings are ruled by what now? What type of rituals are they doing? Then what is it that we're actually looking up to? I that's like, what are we looking up to? So anyone that actually comes in and is faithful, righteous, spiritual, and has impact, they get rid of, because they want you to go and steer you and herd you in their direction. So it is revolutionary to follow your sun. That's why it's revolutionary to evolve and be yourself. Yeah, to me, Jesus is like a defeated sun god, and that doesn't make any sense to me. I'm like, yeah, right. Please. That makes no sense to me. What's up, Shayna? What's up, I yeah. Uh-oh. I don't know how to say your Yeah, the 10th house is an awesome spot for your sun. Sun in Aquarius, 10th, being so young, I honestly have no idea what I am doing. The sun in the 10th house is amazing. The sun in the houses that have to do with career and money, amazing. You have the strength, the power, the positivity. Wherever you have your sun, you feel like you can't live without that. Be like, you if you have your sun in the 10th house, you feel like you can't live without like finding your purpose or finding your career, right? You feel like something's missing. Like, if for people who have their sun in the 7th house, they feel like they can't live without getting married. Like, it's the most important thing to them. That's how powerful that's the impact the sun has on us in our astrology chart. Wherever you have the sun, you feel like you can't. You feel like I gotta have it. I gotta do this. That's how I feel with my son in the 3rd house. I have to talk. I have to express myself. I have to tell the truth. I have to create. I have to tell people what I am envisioning. It takes over. It's like it feels good. Like, wherever you have the sun, it feels really good to be whatever that is. Yeah, so true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so you feel maybe obsessed with finding out what your purpose is, but honestly, you probably is right under your nose and you just need to get to it. You need to get to it. Having the sun in opposition to your 4th house would mean that you don't really feel supported in your foundation. You don't really feel supported in your personal house. When it with You may not feel supported by your family, your mom. You may have gotten subconscious messages to be something you're not, to try to please other people. So whatever it is that you're doing now, you're most likely doing it because you don't want to cause tension in your family. Because if you shine brightly the way you really want to, somebody feelings might get hurt, or somebody might feel insecure. You're protecting people. Okay. All right. All right. So yeah, and that leads me to my next point, with the sun, is that with true evolution, eventually you do have to remember who you really are, and you have to live up to it, or else you're not going to be happy. That's your sun sign energy. Unless you actually live up to what your purpose is, what you came to do, then you're not really going to ever truly be happy. So that's where the trauma healing comes in. And so I'm offering free trauma healing webinars soon for everybody. Um, you can, mm, I would say go to my website, but don't go yet, because the app, no, the plugin I was using on my website got a bug, and I can't use it right now. Bad timing, but it maybe be for the best, because maybe I found a better solution. But wrong timing, because I scheduled to do this video, and like yesterday while I was working on everything, it crashed. And so I wanted everything to kind of like be streamlined together. But what I will do is have you sign up, go to the booking, go, and I'll put it as a class, and I will send you like the webinar information when I get all those bugs and stuff fixed. How about that? I'll make a deal. Okay. So yeah, Kaylee says, she says, oh man, the sun opposition planets is even more hardcore than I thought, looking at it that way. Yeah. I feel like the sun, we have a lot of blind spots there because we take that energy for granted. But um The sun, honestly, you'll push everybody out the way, and those with that aspect to make yourself happy. Like you'll let go of friends, family, relationships, material things. You'll just kind of how Jesus, it says in the Bible that he lived, and Krishna. They let go of material possessions in order to please spirit, to please God, to live their purpose, because it's the most fulfilling part of it's fulfillment. It's fulfillment. It's more than Venus energy. Oh, I want this. I want comfort. You'll let go of comfort to make yourself happy. Yes, hey Shayna. Yes, she is. Okay, what I wrote the people. Yeah, I made that point. I said that. Oh, yeah. So where have I been? Well, I was in Peru, and then honestly, I was burnt out, and I had to learn how to rest, relax, release. And because my last series I did in Mars, I didn't really dive that deep because I was tired. I honestly was tired. Um, and I needed to rejuvenate and like find my new self. I had to go through my own inner evolution and integrate some things from the past with myself now, allow myself to grow, allow myself to expand and become more of myself for me, not for anybody else. For I had to learn how to make myself happy for me. I have never heard anybody describe the sun like this. Like there's been a few descriptions, but whoa, it makes so much more sense when described this way. Yes, I agree. Like this is why I like doing this, because my perspective is a bit different, because I don't get my interpretations off of reading books. I get my interpretations off of observing the energies within people, within life, within mythologies. And so I make my own, and then I use my oracle, Spidey, Scorpio. And plus I'm ancient. Um, oh, sun in the fifth house is at home. The sun in the fifth house is at home. Sun is Leo energy. Fifth house is Leo energy. The sun is like, I'm the king, I'm the queen there. It's like, it's time to have fun, it's time to play. So the sun is a very sensuous type energy. It's a very sexual energy as well. It's very it's not like magnetizing, but it's kind of like people are drawn to it because it's happiness, it's joy, it's enjoyment. It can be it can go off the deep end and become egoic, like too much fun, too much about my happiness, that would be maybe the sun in the first house. People might think, oh my God, that person is just like, it's all about their happiness, because it is, and they can't help it. So, if you don't like it, you're probably going to have to get away from that person because it ain't changing on it. Okay. Did I write anything else? Yeah, I said the sun has both masculine and feminine principles. All right. So when you go through your sun initiations, you will become more of yourself, more in touch with your masculine and feminine energy, actually. And your relationship will become less about controlling each other, and it'll become more about experiencing life together. What I notice about the high priestesses in the temples and the sun kings is that they work together, but they're also very independent, very um independent minded, but they complement each other so well. I'm frozen. Okay, now I'm unfrozen. I was frozen. Yeah, because they're so focused on their part, they work well together. It's like the sun, if you focus on your sun energy and living your purpose, you'll get out of your own way, you'll get out of other people's way, and people will enjoy being around you more. You focus on your own initiation, your own spiritual practice, and the sun is all about your spiritual practice because the sun is about everyday life. The sun goddess Eos from Roman mythology means the day. Like dawn goddesses stay youthful and beautiful because they renew themselves every morning. Your sun is about allowing yourself to be renewed. So, receiving trauma healing, if your energies are stuck and getting through that death cycle where you're like not forgiving and you're not living and you're not purifying your energies, would be helpful in getting your youth, keeping your youthful energy intact. So, if any of you guys are experiencing like inertia and numbness, lifelessness, that stuff isn't normal. That stuff is not healthy. You will probably need a bit of trauma healing to get your energies unstuck so you can, along with the webinar that I'm doing, which will lead to, I'm doing it so that I can get people to sign up for group trauma healing sessions. I'm all about getting people back to life. I'm all about people feeling alive again. I used to feel dead. I used to be numb. I used to be like walking around. Everybody thought I was so happy or beautiful. I always get a lot of attention, but I did not ever feel like I was showing up for life as me. I didn't have any clue of how to do that until I started releasing energies through trauma healing and soul retrieval. And then I learned that that was my purpose to help with that as well. Okay. So within all my modalities, astrology, Reiki, soul session, reflexology, sound healing, and all this other stuff I do, I always use my trauma healing methods to help people move through, get through the darkness and into the light. I love doing it. It's beautiful. No, I'm not still in Peru. I'm not still in Peru. What would the sun in Aquarius in the 11th house? Wait, wait. All right. What would sun in Aquarius in the 11th house Capricorn initiation look like? Sun in Aquarius in the sun in Aquarius, oh, you need to let your freak flag fly free. You feel most comfortable and confident and happy being a weirdo. You want to know why? Aquarius people know that other people are insecure about the things that they relish in. And so they get a kick out of showing up as the weirdest person on earth and being comfortable in their own skin about it. It causes a revolution of individuality. It causes you to live a life where of unattachment to what other people think about you, which is beautiful. Oh, if people wish they can be like you. So just be you. Like your purpose really is just to be you. All right. Um, what about the sun in the seventh house? I sometimes feel like I'm not important and it's all about other people than myself. I have to find happiness from the other. Yes, that's hard. I feel like the sun in the seventh house is one of the hardest places to have the sun because with the sun in the seventh house, you feel like if you're not married, then you're nobody, you're nothing, and you feel like doomed to be alone for the rest of your life because the sun is so, like I was saying, it's like an everyday ritual type of thing. You want to have somebody in your life every day, like forever. and it brings you comfort, it brings you joy. Um, so you would have to stop being thirsty. You can't show it while you're dating, and you can't like just like marry like somebody so that you can get rid of that feeling. So you will have to kind of temper that energy and probably multi-date. You have to multi-date and make sure you're with the right person because I've seen a lot of times that people with the sun in the seventh house end up in abusive relationships because they want to be in love so bad. So you can't just be in love with the idea of being in love. You and you can't make the another person your purpose. That's a hard aspect. I'll have to see the what other connections you have to that in your chart because that's a bit much. All right. Capricorn sun in a second house, what that means. Oh, you better work that money. But I mean, at the same time, the sun and Capricorn, you probably obsess about money. And but if you can learn how to temper that energy, you can be a great investor. You can um work really hard to make it's like your resources. You feel like you constantly have to like make sure you have enough. Like you're probably a person that has a bunker and underground with like lots of supplies. Capricorn is interesting because what people don't know about Capricorn energies is that you can be like a collector of old things, right? Like you love like maybe having all your tchotchkes and stuff lined up where you can see them. It's a very kind of like miserly, old type energies. Yeah. Yeah, but whoever is with you is a lucky old chum because you always make sure you stay points up. But then at the same time, you have to watch out because Capricorn energy can work really hard and then not see the return. So you have to learn how to work smart and not so hard. All right. Okay. Libra, you're welcome, Robert. Libra sun and moon is tricky. Ooh, I have a Libra moon. Ooh, I love having a Libra moon. Um, are they conjunct each other? See, see, the thing about Libra energy is that even if you're having a bad day, you're having a good day. Libra energy is tricky because Libra don't tend to let people into their intimate space because you won't admit to yourself when you're out of balance, when things aren't in balance. You gotta, even if things are out of balance, you pretend like they're in balance, just so that you can keep your balance. All right. Um, Madam Stylish. I'm frozen again. All right. Cool. All right, everyone. Thank you guys. Feel free to go to my website and check out all of my services at afairygoodlife.com. Book with me. You can book the class if you are interested in going to the Trauma Healing Soul Retrieval webinar. It's free. You can book it with me on my by clicking on the book button on my homepage. And when I get my webinar stuff up and running, I will send you the information and I will bid you farewell. Thank you guys for being so kind and gracious to me. Even though I haven't been around for months, I really needed to rejuvenate my energies. I'm a child of narcissistic parents, and I'm also a human design projector. And my energies need a lot of space and time to rejuvenate after I've been giving and giving and giving and giving. I had to teach and train myself for all those months. What makes me feel given to, like within myself, without having to tap into other people's energies, you know, which could be a master class within itself because a lot of people struggle with that. Being alone and everybody needs love, nurturing, support, and we usually get that from other people. We look to get it from other people, but it doesn't always happen. Um, it doesn't may not happen when we want it to happen, which we want it now. And so I had to go through all of those tantrums and stuff inside myself. I want it now. You know what I'm saying? And then and humble out and really accept love from myself. Okay. I'll talk to you guys later. I'll see you guys maybe tomorrow for the first part of this sun series with the sun in the first house in Aries. I'm so excited. Bye bye.